Morning. My name is Artem Gorbenko. I'm 18 years old. I came to America, I came to PCCS in 2018, and it's been wonderful since then. So I just want to say thank you to some of my teachers. First teacher is Mr. Harold, as I call him, the myth, or the man, the myth, the legend. Before I came to America, I had only C's in my science classes, in my chemistry, physics, and biology. And I believe now I have only A's. I still have to finish my biology. He's the man who takes his personal time to make science fun. And just because of him, I became interested in science, in physics, especially physics. Now I learned about electricity and everything that how you run the building. This is really fun. And he's the man of God. He puts God first, and everything that he does from his secret place. And I just want to say thank you to Mr. Harold for making science fun and taking his personal time to help me. And the second teacher is Miss Rosamond. She's my first math teacher that I actually like, because when I was back in Russia, it was bad because like teacher would write a problem, and in the middle of the problem, the student would tell her that she has a mistake. In the middle of the problem, she had to erase. I was like, I give up on the math, and I thought I was bad at math until I met Miss Rosamond. She also would take her personal time after school to talk to me, to explain math problems, especially this year it's been calculus, and she would just explain it to me. And she's the woman of God, and I remember my junior year when we had her as a devotional teacher. We had our prayer time and circle time. It was fun. Like we got to share our personal opinions. We got to share. I became closer with the guys in my class just because we had that circle time. And she made it obvious that God was first in her life, and she taught from the perspective of how God sees even math, even statistics, even the numbers. She would just all combine it and show that God is in control and that He created science. The third one is Mr. Bulmer. When the first interaction with Mr. Bulmer was, he came to the room and drew a bell curve upside down, and I was like, oh, hello. So I was like, and I haven't even taken the test, so I was like, it's coming. And he's the man who doesn't mess around if you know him. If you get a bad grade, you get a bad grade. Just you gotta do better. And this year I got 2 6s. I was like, oh, you gotta push through. But he's the man who opened up my mind on literature, especially on American literature. Just show me, we read so many novels and stories and poems that just open up my worldview, how I see people, how I see nature, how I see everything. He just made English and literature fun, but he doesn't just teach literature. Like he proves a point that like he helps you to open up your thinking, and especially his essay questions. You have to put your thoughts on the paper, and this is actually helped me a lot because like I usually don't share my thoughts, my opinions, but it's way easier when you do it on the paper. And he likes when you put your personal opinion, even if it doesn't line up with his. And the fourth one is not the teacher, but it's our principal, Dr. Artem. Dude, when I first came to the school, I was scared of her because principal has to enforce rules. And especially I was a sophomore year, and freshman, sophomore year, they do a lot of bad things, and they get in trouble. So they will like have talks like, don't get, just escape. But when I became closer, when I had my psychology class, and I just realized that she's a human being also. She has life, she has personal life, and it's hard for her too. And that she's amazing. She would take her personal time after school, work more hours for free just to make the school running. And especially this year has been really hard and she was working over the summer just that we can have school this year, that we can see each other because I hated it online and it was awful. And this year has been hard, but because of God's grace, we can all be here. And what she did for us, she showed me what the sacrifice really is. Life is love, like lays down her life for someone else, and that's what she did for us. I just want to say thank you. And finally, last but not the least, is Miss Nelson. I just want to say, Miss Nelson, thank you so much. You were my first college year counselor, but you were more like a mom to me because every time I had a victory, I had my ups and downs. So I would go to your cabinet room, just talk to you and share my personal achievements. Even when I got my driver's license, I just came to the room and shared with you, and you were always cheerful with me. I just want to say thank you. She's the one who takes, even though she was busy the last 2 weeks, I would come to her. She would take everything aside and say, "What's your problem? How can I help you?" And I just want to say thank you for that. The events that changed my life. I didn't have hard upbringing. I wasn't sick for most of my childhood. But the events that changed my life, how I became more, how I grew more, how I became more mature, is me coming to America. In 2017, I first came to Virginia. I went to the public school for 6 months. Then I went back to Russia. But in 2018, I came to BCCS. And you don't realize how much you miss people until you're away from them. And just being away from my family, from my friends, from my church, was kind of hard for me. But it was easier in my sophomore year because I was just here, and my junior year. But still, like this feeling of belonging somewhere. And when I came after my sophomore year, I went back to Russia for 3 weeks. I was going to stay there for 3 weeks. I just realized how much I missed them. And when I was going away, I just cried and realized that I have to be away from them. Like, you never know how much. But then my visa got expired, praise God. So I went back and stayed there for 3 months. So you never know what's gonna happen. So I just stay with them, and it's always hard to leave someone. It's always hard to leave home. But you just have to realize that there's a greater purpose behind that. My parents, they had faith that they just have to let go, especially my mom. She's like, I don't know, just there's something like mother's heart. It's hard to let go of your children. So, but she did, and I just want to say thank you to them. And friends and activities that changed my life. I have my best friend. His name is Daniel. He still lives in Russia. We weren't that close in my teenage years, but like when I became 14, 15, and still teenage years, somehow we got closer and closer. We grew together. We started seeking God together. We had worship time together. It was fun. And every time I call him, even though like we don't talk as much as we wish because time is different. Every time we call him, it's like we never been separated. And I just want to say thank you to Daniel, and he's always there for me. I would share my personal feelings, my emotions with him. Yeah, he's a great guy, man of God, and he's my best friend. And the second thing that helped me and that impacted me is my basketball career. Those guys, when I first came to poetry, I didn't know what I'm going to do. I've never played basketball, organized basketball, but when I started, they were like the ones that, like, I felt like a family, just playing ball with some guys and just enjoying my free time. It was like basketball was like a treat for me after the long, busy day. So they impacted me, and we still have a relationship even after school. We hang out and do life together. And my spiritual impacts. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Whitaker. He was my mentor this year. He's the man of God. You never see him without a smile on his face. It seems like he doesn't have problems. He's a supernatural human being. But as you realize, those people, they see problems as another opportunity to see God's faithfulness. And he taught me that life goes, but God's faithful, and you have to change your perspective to see things differently. He taught me what salvation is, how important salvation for people, and he shared his cry out for people, and he would share his personal understanding of the Bible, and that was really impactful for me. And then second spiritual leader, father, as I call them fathers, spiritual fathers, is Mr. Moon. Even though he wasn't my mentor, and I didn't have much time to talk to him, he was always there, right in your face, like, hey, how are you? He was there, you just can't escape him. Like, if you don't hear him, you're like, something is missing. And he's always filled with the Spirit of God and always joyful. Like I said, Mr. Whitaker, they know that they live from different perspective. And he taught me more authority of God, Jesus' blood. I just want to say thank you for him being here. And he's actually a humble servant. He would help us to set up worship sets every Sunday. He would take his personal time, go out from his home and come here and just help us do the sound. He would clean up if he needed to. So I just want to say thank you to those spiritual leaders. And my favorite aspects of the school is that the school becomes your second home. Actually, it's my second or third. I don't know. So it's like you even though the school is long, it's from 8 to 4. But if you would have school from 8 to 2, you're not gonna have anything else to do. So the school just became my second home. You have music here, you have bars here, you have sports here. So this is the place where you can hang out and you just become close to people and become friends with people. And what I realized that people are actually trying to help you here. Mr. Harold, he was the one who was trying to help me every time with my math, my chemistry. And people are truly interested in you and they want you to succeed. And I want to say thank you for that. And here you build a lifetime relationship. And this is the aspect that I really value because that's what my dad taught me to do, to build a relationship because you never know what's going to happen. And my advice for underclassmen, it's to show respect to your teacher. It's always valuable when you show respect. Even though if you don't agree with people, just show them respect. And do the best you can. Just lay it all down on the court. Even if you play basketball, just lay it all down. That people can see that you did everything that you could. But even if you don't succeed, they know that you did everything, and they're not gonna say bad stuff about you. And school-related activities. First is the basketball, as I said. Second is NHS, is National Honor Society. Those people are fun. They take their personal time to just help people in their community. And third was theater. Many people think that I was monotone, but I wasn't because I actually like theater. I like to act. I like to make people laugh. I like this atmosphere. And theater was fun this year. And even though I messed it up one time, I hit the wrong note, it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. And fourth one was student council. Student council is the body of the school. People that are organizing events, people that do fun stuff, they collect money, but they also give them away, and even more. And that's what makes life, school more fun and interesting. And activities outside the school, I played worship group because I was in a worship group before I came to America. But we have worship team here too. Those people they're taking their personal time to just go with you and worship the Lord. And I just love the atmosphere. They said that the Lord is good, and they're just willing to step up, take their personal time, worship the Lord, come here, set up, and just bless the people. And community service, I went on a mission trip one time. I didn't do much community service. I mean, it's like a lifestyle here, and national studies, like it becomes your lifestyle. So we went on a mission trip 2018 summer. We went 300 miles away from my city. We had to take boats and swim on the boats for like 2 hours in like the deep Siberia. And when we landed on the island, you could see like a Ferris fair, and that's the place where we had to sleep. I was like I don't have faith to sleep there. So yeah, missions are fun. They definitely show you the different perspective how other people live. You start realizing that hot shower is a blessing, and a warm bed and a comfy bed is a blessing from heaven. And post high school plans. I want to go attend a college. I'm still praying, and I'm still in the middle of all the documents, but I want to do it. I heard the Lord, not like heard the voice, but I know that the Lord wants me to go back to Russia and serve people there, because people are need Jesus, and I have a cry for Russian people. My goal is to serve the Lord the best I can. And my college career is business. I really like math because of Miss Rosenbaum, and now I want to do something with business. And thank you so much.